Now, can you guys hear me? Is Snap going to join us on here, or does one of y'all need to relay for him, since this is kind of prompted by him anyway? Or her. I can never get it right with Snap. So Mystic is Mystic, Cheese is Cheese. Who's Tim? I would love to say greetings, my friend, and then your name, but I'm never going to be able to say that. I forgot about that, honestly. Can someone see what's going on with Snap? Or if one of y'all needs to relay for him? Okay, Mystic, that works. Let me erase this and we'll get started. Alright. So we're going to make this a box. Just like a box in the PC. There we go. So generally, if you're breeding this way, what you want to do is you want to get an empty box. I personally label mine egg chamber, but that doesn't really matter. And have your party have a flame body here and then just whatever for the other 5. Run around that loop right there in front of the daycare, and every time she crosses her arms, go get the egg, say you want it, but then send it to the box, and then you'll get a little egg in the box. I know that's basic, but I'm starting from scratch here. So you're eventually going to start filling your box. I'm going to go to this exact number because this is the way that it happened for me last night. I got a shiny in this one. I should emphasize, before I started doing any of the eggs in here, I saved. So before you even get this first egg, save. We're not doing power saves or game replays or anything like that. This is totally legit. Don't want anyone thinking we're power saving. We're not. But saving is always important. So anyway, you save, you get how many ever eggs. In this case, it was the 11th egg for me. Sorry, I had to look over at chat a second. Yes, oh my god, a box. The cheese, this is how to get the best possible shiny. So, with this information right here, we're going to leave it and come back to it in just a second. But remember, number 11 here is the shiny that I got. I figured this would show up better, Xander. It's about the best answer I got for you. But anyway, this generation is kind of evil about its breeding. It prevents soft resets. So basically, the moment you put 2 Pokemon, I'm just putting male, female, in a box, the game instantly figures out every single Pokemon, or basically it makes a formula so that no matter how many Pokemon you breed, it knows what's going to happen. So, let's say you get an Adamant Nature, Jolly Nature, Timid Nature, you get 5 IVs, 4, 6, so on. If you switch out that female for a, let's say a Ditto, you're still getting that. So effectively, no matter what you do, no matter how many times you reset or anything like that, you're always getting the same Pokemon. You could reset 1,000 times. Egg 1's always going to have 4 IVs at Adamant Nature. Egg number 2 up here is always going to be Jolly with 3 IVs, so on and so forth. You get the idea. So, the way this works in getting the best shiny possible so when you put in your male and your female, you put eggs in the box. You don't hatch any of these until you get 30, because that's what a box holds. Then you go through and you hatch 5 at a time. Why 5 and not 6? Well, because you have to have a single Pokemon in your party at all times. Flame Body is preferable, or Magma Armor, because it increases the hatch rate and it'll save you a lot of pain in the butt. When you find which one of these is the shiny, you remember that number. In this case, it's number 11. Then, without saving, reset the game. You'll come back. You'll come back to your save. You'll have your box. You'll have nothing in it because that's where you saved. Start getting your eggs again. The same way you did the first time. Only this time we know that number 11 is going to be shiny. But let's say the shiny that we got is a crappy 1 IV piece of garbage. So, what you do is, don't accept the 11th egg. Don't accept it. When she says, oh my gosh, there's been an egg, or however she says it, I forget exactly, tell her that you don't want it. Take the next egg and put it in the 11th spot. When you hatch that egg, it'll still be shiny, but it'll have different IVs. The reason for this is when it makes this formula and creates a shiny, we'll just use that as a shiny symbol, it doesn't create just one shiny, it creates a pocket of shinies, where there's 3 to 5 shinies in a row. We'll just do the max number 5 here. And then it continues on with normal until it hits another shiny, then it populates 3 to 5 again. Now, you're probably asking, well, why am I not getting 5 shinies then? It's because whenever you accept an egg, it jumps the formula 5 to 20 spaces. So, if the shiny is in spot 10, well, that's going to be complicated. You get the idea. If you need more explanation on that, let me know. Kinda. But essentially what you're going to do is, when you find the shiny, that means you found the pocket. If you're lucky, you'll hit it in the middle. If you're super lucky, you'll hit it at this one. I hit it about that one last night. So what you do is that 11, whenever you accept the egg, like I said, it jumps at 5 to 20. When you decline an egg, it only moves it forward 1 space. And then it keeps going. So essentially, if you're here, you accept this egg. We're saying this is number 11, just to clarify. Those are the same eggs. Egg, singular, not plural. If you accept this egg, it's going to move you, because you accepted it, 5 to 20 spaces, well away from this pocket of shinies. However, if you decline this egg that we know is a shiny, you're only going to move forward 1 space, which, unless you're really unlucky and you're at the end of the pocket, you're going to get another shiny, but it's going to have different inherited values. And if you're not using an Everstone, it'll have a different nature too. Each one of these is going to be different, but still a shiny for 3 to 5. And now I'm going to pause and let chat catch up and see who all is still confused, because I know this is kind of weird and my brain's in 1,000 places today. Yeah, yeah. That's exactly right. That's exactly how it works. For me, just as an example, that 11th egg was a... Let me try and remember here. Yeah. It was a 5 IV Kabutops, or Kabuto, Evolutionary Lines. Number 12 was only only 4. And then the 13th one I don't remember what its IVs were, but it was not shiny. So that means I hit the end of the pocket. So basically I have this option or this option. Or if you want to be incredibly frisky and waste a lot of time, you can go back to the 10th egg and decline from there until you ease yourself into the pocket. But that could take up to 20 declines, and that's a lot of saving. You can do that. It's just a pain in the butt. It's just, you're better off doing it this way unless you just get garbage after garbage. Cheese, are you sure you've got it? And does anyone know if Snap is following this? Did he understand what all was going on? Because I know I threw a lot of information really fast. No, you can only get one shiny. You'll never be able to get 2 shinies from one batch. Because we're going to go shiny 1, shiny 2, shiny 3, shiny 4, shiny 5. Because the shiny pockets are 3 to 5, so 5 is just the maximum. So if you're lucky and the first time you find a shiny is the first one, if you accept that egg, it's going to move you 5 to 20 spaces. At the minimum, that still puts you out here in no shiny land. So there's no way to get 2 shinies out of one pocket. What you're doing is, you're resetting after you found the shiny pocket, and then you're declining this egg, saying, I don't want it, and you're taking this egg to see if it's a better version. If it's not, you decline that one, and you move on down until you find no shiny land, and then you record all that, and you figure out which one was your best, and you take the best one. Well, I know, I was being... I didn't want to get into the dramatics of being one IV off. I don't have a capture card, Xander. There's no way for me to show it on the DS. Does anyone have any other questions about this, or are they still confused? I do not care to keep explaining this. I enjoy doing this. It lowers my blood pressure a lot, and considering the day I've had, I need it. Alright, if there's no further questions or comments or concerns or anything like that, everyone say hello to my wife, Ravy, and I'll see you guys later. Probably in chat in about 5 seconds.